Welcome guys to our Dark Souls 3 stream today. So I know that yesterday we ended in the we ended in the Road of Sacrifices. But today we're actually going to start off by going and grabbing the cleric lady here in the undead settlement. Sorry, one sec. I'm just getting Twitch pulled up on my phone. I don't have anybody in here yet, but that's okay. I'll just pull it up on here. Alright. Alright. So, looks like we're ready to get started. Okay, cool. So, we're gonna start off by heading on over here down into the sewer. If you guys remember, I actually went and picked up the key from the lady, the old hag lady at Firelink Shrine. Boy, totally missed the rat there. How did he hit me from up here? Well, we're gonna come back and rinse the bonfire, because that was just a failed attempt right there. But wow, that was just terrible. Alright, and let's switch out this silver serpent ring. I think for right now we're gonna go with the Estus ring. Give us a little bit of a bonus there. Alright, got the rat taken out. Alright, oh, looks like we got a couple more rats behind us here. Take them out. Alright. So, once again, friends, just wanted to say hello. My name is Warden, and this is my live coverage of Dark Souls 3. So, we're gonna go and pick up the cleric, the miracles merchant, here in the undead settlement before we continue on back to the Road of Sacrifices. So this is Velka, the goddess of sin, and if you guys have played Dark Souls 1, there's some really interesting lore theories involving Velka and the chosen undead, but I don't think I'll get too much into that today. As interesting as I find it, welcome viewer, just wanted to say hello. My name is Warden, and today we're going to be heading into the Road of Sacrifices. That's where we ended yesterday, but I wanted to come and pick up the Miracles Merchant before anything else, just while I still have it on my mind. Actually gonna turn my TV volume down a little bit. Alright. Pick up this soul right here. Get this guy out. Thought those bones were oddly placed there. Alright, so one thing to be aware of, right here when you come out this doorway to the right, there's a crystal lizard, and we're gonna hunt him down really quick. he is minding his own little business, but we're gonna kill him because we want this heavy gem that he's gonna drop here for us. Make sure and pick up the other stuff here. Oh. Alright. Not too shabby. So, we are keeping a death counter here on our show. Right now, we have cleared the undead settlement, other than this merchant here, and we have cleared the high wall of Lothric. I went back and killed the Dark Wraith there yesterday. So, all things considered, 3 bosses, 2 main areas, and we stand only at 20 deaths. So, while that seems kind of high, just keep in mind this is Dark Souls, so, I mean, yeah, it'll wreck you pretty fast if you're not careful. Oh man, rats. Bane of my existence, these things. Alright. Took those guys out without too much trouble. Still took a bit more damage than I would have liked, but that's okay. Alright, so this right here, this lady, she is our miracles merchant. I do believe her name is Irina of Kareem. And boy, is she just a sad character, friend. She's a sad character indeed. She's blind, and she's been locked here in this cage. Kind of sad. So we're gonna go ahead and talk to her now.
Who is there? Is someone there? Anyone? Oh, please, whoever you are, touch me. The dark surrounds me, nibbles at my flesh. Little creatures, they never stop biting. So please, hold out your hand and touch me.
So we're gonna touch her. Alright.
Ah, yes, there you are. So close, indeed. Then I am not entirely alone just yet. Praise the merciful gods above. Oh, forgive me. I am Irina of Kareem. I came to this land so that I might be a firekeeper. Your touch has freed me from the darkness. You are a champion, then. I am weak and unfit to tend the flames.
Talk to me
But
about
if it would not trouble you, might I enter into your service instead?
We're gonna accept your service. We're gonna want to buy a couple of those low-level miracles from her.
Oh, thank you, sweet champion. I shall take my vows. I, Irina of Kareem, solemnly swear to serve you.
I accept your service. Now, one last thing. We're gonna come out here and we're gonna talk to her. He's kind of an odd character. He's her captor as well as her guardian.
You've gone and rescued her, have you? How very quaint. Pitying creatures that are beyond help. Yeah. Very well. I'm sick of looking after her at any rate. I am Egon, a knight of Kareem. I am allied to you for as long as you assure the girl's safety. And only for that long. What's the matter? My terms are very simple. I am allied to you for as long as you assure the girl's safety. And only for that long.
So, if you remember from yesterday... Oh, I forgot I unequipped that. If you remember from yesterday, um, I tried getting down to that area right there by dropping down. That's actually where we just were. So I'm going to shoot this corpse down, and then we're actually going to head back down and grab that really quick before we continue back on to the Road of Sacrifices. It'll be much easier now that we've wiped out all the enemies here. Oh, look at all the dead rats. It's a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight indeed. Cool. Nice shield there. Alright, so we're actually going to switch this out. I don't ever use that item, and we're going to use Homeward Bone. We're actually going to switch out the dark side for the Homeward Bone. And we'll put that back on. We'll put the red eye orb there. Just because the dark sign pretty much does the same thing as Homeward Bone with one negative effect, that it makes you lose all of your souls to warp back to the bonfire. Won't be using the dark sign. Not my thing. So if you tuned in yesterday, you'll remember that I got the free levels from Yol here, and in return I hollowed myself so that I could get this NPC here. She's going to be really important for us later in the game. But one thing I want to warn you guys about is if you cure your hollowing, she gets very angry at you. If you cure the Dark Sigil, she gets mad and she leaves. So if you want to keep her to the end of the game, which I do want to do, you do not want to cure your dark sign. You have to unlock what I'm wanting to do with her, you need to have 8 Dark Sigils. And as you see right now, we have 5 in our inventory. But we will definitely be accumulating more of those as we continue on. So while we're here, let me check how many... Okay, so I don't have any large Titanite shards right now. So we're gonna level up a couple times here.
Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
So let's see, where are we wanting to put our stats? I definitely want to put one into Vitality, just because I'm fat rolling with my bow on, and I don't want to do that. We have enough for a couple more levels. Alright, we'll put a 2 in 16, and then we'll bump up our intelligence to 15. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Farewell, Ashen.
Give us a little more health, a little more mana, and make it so it's going to be a little more easier for us to start casting those later pyromancies once we start picking up those pyromancy tomes. Right now, he doesn't have a whole lot to offer us. Oh, welcome. So right now, we've pretty much bought everything. We already have Fireball. That's our starting pyromancy spell. We're not going to pick up Flash Sweat quite yet, because we're not really going up against fire enemies. I mean, the little sorcerer dudes in the Road of Sacrifice, they have a little bit of flame, but not enough that I'm going to be using Flash Sweat. So, alright, without further ado, let's continue on to the Road of Sacrifices. Actually gonna tilt this up just a little bit. Alright. Maybe move it back. Just trying to get a better camera angle here. Get my good side, don't you know? Alright, so we're back to the Road of Sacrifices. We had a couple deaths here yesterday. A lot of it was our own fault, my own fault, trying to get some items. We're definitely going to be trying for those items today, especially now that we have unlocked Irina, because there's actually a tome here to unlock some new miracles for her. So we're definitely going to be going and picking that up. Also, guys, I do try to read the item descriptions as I pick stuff up to kind of help out with lore, because that's where you get most of the lore in this game from, is item descriptions. So I definitely try to do that, but if I forget something you guys want me to read it, feel free to post something here in the chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube later, post in the comments for sure, because I'm more than happy to read that stuff for you guys. I kind of rushed through my first playthrough, so I missed out on a lot of the lore, but this playthrough I definitely want to get a lot more into it. I want to delve deeper into what's going on here, figure out what makes these characters tick, why the areas are what they are. I really want to get into that. I love the lore in Dark Souls. Really awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do right here, because this guy here has a scream that will make all of those dudes hostile. I wanna take him out as early as possible, without getting too close. If we can take him out from range over here, that would just be perfect. Oh no. And there's the scream, so that's gonna make all of the guys in this area aggressive. But looks like we took him out early enough that it's not too much of a problem. So as long as we take this area slow, we're not gonna get damaged too quickly with these guys. But down there, that's actually where I'm wanting to go. And oh boy, jumping required ahead. We can't go down right there. Oh, yes, we made it. So if you remember yesterday, that was actually our last death, was right there. I tried dropping off right here, and I just barely missed it, landed right on the ledge. Okay, so we picked up that Braille tome, and we picked up a ring. So Morn's ring. A malformed ring given to the Knights of Karim boosts miracles. Morn served the goddess of Kytha and later became an apostle to the archbishop. They labored together to provide comfort to the suffering. So it seems like we have at least one benevolent goddess in Karim. If you played Dark Souls 1 and read some of the item descriptions, Karim is not a very good place, usually. They just revel in destruction and lying and killing. They're kind of a chaotic society, so it's kind of interesting to see mention to a more benevolent goddess. Because in Dark Souls 1, they talk a lot about how in Karim they worship Velka, which explains the shrine that we found on the way to getting Irina. Velka is the goddess of sin, and you can go to her to request absolution from your sins. So that's kind of an interesting little tidbit there. So, a sacred Braille tome of Karim, filled with advanced miracles. Give to a storyteller to learn advanced Karim miracles. In the Way of the White, there is a tradition of placing great faith in the words of the blind, and Braille tomes are not unusual. So, take a wild guess as to who we're going to be giving that to next time we stop in at Firelink Shrine. Alright, so, nope, looks like sneaking is not going to be an option. Now, if you see, this guy has red eyes, so he's a little more powerful than the average guy that we got going on here. We're actually going to pop an Estus because this area can be a little rough right here. As long as we can take these guys out one at a time, it's actually not too bad. So I'm actually really glad that we took that little way down there to go grab those items, because it gave us kind of the perfect opportunity to get a jump on these enemies here. And what do you know? Second bonfire. Awesome. So this area, guys, this area can be a bit rough. But there's some really valuable items here that I'm going to be spending some time making sure that I pick them up. One of my favorite shields in the game is here. There's also an enemy that kind of makes a cameo from Dark Souls 1 here. But before we do that, we're going to talk to these guys here.
Oh, hello. How do you do? I am Anri of Astora, unkindled like you. This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder?
Yes, yes I am.
We are well along the road of Scarifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the Undead Legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way.
So, before I continue talking to her, I clicked on Horace here, and he gave us the Blue Sentinels Covenant. So they are kind of, if you remember, I'm actually going to throw on this Way of the Blue since I'm playing solo here. But if you pledge yourself to the Way of the Blue, then if you get invaded by enemy invaders, then Blue Sentinels join in to help you. So the Blue Sentinels, faded sheepskin parchment depicting the dark moon and a sword, equipped to pledge oneself to the Blue Sentinels Covenant. When a member of the Way of the Blue is threatened by a dark spirit, the Blue Sentinels, in compliance with an ancient accord, assume the form of blue spirits and help to root out the invader. Summoning takes place automatically while this is equipped. So we're not going to be running with Blue Sentinels, but we are going to be running with the Way of the Blue, because this is a very high invasion area, friends. I just wanted you to be aware of that. While we go into this area, there's actually a covenant called the Watchdogs of Farron, and their job is to invade the world of anyone who trespasses in this area here. So we're definitely going to be running with some Way of the Blue here, get some help from those Blue Sentinels. But we're going to talk to her again really quick.
Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative. But don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago. We are well along the road of Scarifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the Undead Legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way.
Cool.
We are well along beyond.
So that's all of her dialogue. And as she said, Horace doesn't have a whole lot to say. Which, you know, that's alright. We're not going to think too ill of him. Go ahead and rest here at the bonfire. And you know what? Since we're actually not using our second pyromancy slot right now, I'm actually going to equip Heal Aid. And change out my longbow for the Cleric's Sacred Chime. So that way we just have a little bit of extra healing, give us a little more survivability as we go through this area here. Because these enemies, man, they'll wreck you pretty fast if you're not careful. As you guys will see here pretty soon. Hopefully we're not going to get wrecked, but you never know. You never know with Dark Souls. And, interesting tidbit here, guys. Fire actually stuns these guys. So if you're running a pyromancer, or if you have a flame sword, things like that are going to be a huge help to you here. Yes, he did. So to start off, we're gonna roll down here, and we're gonna pick up this item. Yeah, here are the shrooms of this forest, and be careful with these guys here because while they don't do a whole lot of damage to you on their own, they will poison you over time. Especially when they get in large groups, they like to surround you. So, sticking to the theme of this place, the Crucifixion Woods, here's this guy who kind of looks like he is on a crucifix here, doesn't it? So, yeah, big ol' C here on the crucifix. Won't get too much into that there, but, yeah. Alright, so we're making sure to take these shrooms out pretty fast. Alright, you see this little crab here, friends? You want to be careful when heading into the water here. If I look around, okay, you see over there? I'm going to pull out my binoculars and show you. There's actually a giant crab over there. And that's the mommy for these little ones here. And if you start attacking the babies, that crab gets really angry at you. And it's actually a really tough enemy. Yeah, pretty tough enemy to go up against right there. Okay, so we're going to wrap around here, pick up this item. We're definitely going to be going back to that little area that we were just at, but I wanted to make sure we picked this up. Backstab on him. Titanite shard, awesome. Okay, that's right. These guys are tree huggers here. If you look, you see them, and they've become aware of my presence. So we're gonna come around this way, and just a little forewarning here, friends. We're probably gonna be experiencing a death here coming up because there is a pretty tough enemy coming up. Oh, and he's... Oh, it hit the mushroom, though. Alright. Scared me a little bit. He had a very long death animation. Made me think that he still had a little bit of HP left. Okay, so... we're gonna head into this room here, because there's some awesome items here. That's a possibility. So we can't open the door from this side here, but if you look, there's a giant crystal lizard there. We're definitely going to be coming back for him later, but as of right now, we can't get to him. So if you look right here, hoping I can pull out my binoculars without getting punished. But if you play Dark Souls 1, you're going to recognize that guy there.
Wait, the first Dark Souls?
And yes, the first Dark Souls game. And you're gonna be having, well, you're probably gonna be wetting your pants a little bit because these guys are not fun. I'm actually gonna drink my Estus because I do not want to go into this with anything less than full health. Because this Black Knight here, he hits hard. We are gonna go for backstabs as much as we can on this guy because, oh boy. That Black Knight Greatsword will just, it'll tear us in half. Ooh, alright, we got him. First try. Awesome. So now we kind of have a freedom to explore this area and pick up the rest of the items here. Some really good items here, guys, so make sure you come here. We got the sellsword stuff, and I'm actually going to throw some of that on. If it's not, it is heavier, but it's going to give us some better resistances. We're going to do that. And can we wear the sellsword trousers? We can. Okay. So, boy, is my face nasty. Oh man, is that nasty. So now we're going to head over this way, and we're going to pick up the last item here. have the Farron coal, and I thought that that's right. I knew there was one more thing here. Sellsword Twin Blades. So this is a fun weapon. I really enjoy this weapon here. So if you guys are into dual wielding, and you did not start off as the Sellsword, you're gonna want to come and pick up this item here. Really fun item. I really enjoy this. Really fun moveset. And when you upgrade it, it actually can do some pretty awesome damage. But dual wielding is not really my forte in this game, so I'm not going to be using those. I'm going to stick with my Uchi Katana for right now. Alright, so far so good. But here comes the more difficult part here. We're going to try and sneak around here and pick up these items because I really want the items that are kind of littered around in this area without dying from this giant crab because, oh man, does he have it out for us. Great Swamp Pyromancy, that was one of the most important items here for my character at least. Oh man, now my goal is just to escape. Yeah, because I'm in the water, I am back. Yeah, we definitely want to get out of this area here, and luckily the crab will not follow us outside of the water. So once you get out of the water here, you're safe from the crab. You just don't want to run into the arms of some more enemies. So as you saw, we actually got invaded. It's actually an NPC invader, so it's not an actual character. Oh man, he was hiding from us. I definitely want to pick up the stuff that he has, so we're gonna do our best to kill him. Oh man, that's Estes, so we have that to look forward to as well. And he has more than enough to compensate for if we're trying to range. Gonna punch his heel there. Oh man, that pick hits hard. Oh no. And we're actually getting invaded by a watchdog of Farron as well. So we really need to take this guy out. Oh no. Oh, this guy's gonna be nice and help us. Oh, is he gonna kill that watchdog for us? Well, the watchdog got us. That's alright, we got a little bit greedy, but our goal was to take out that other invader, so I'm not too worried about it. We are definitely going to be going back to go get our souls, because that was quite a bit to drop there, but I'm not too worried about it here. Pretty easy area to get back to, so we don't have too much to worry about.
It's out on the cord for my mic.
Alright, so now we're going to continue on here. We're going to head back down and grab our souls. And luckily we didn't die too far from the bonfire. So we've just kind of been going around picking up items. So the biggest guy that we have to worry about but as long as you master your attacks, because he is fast. those guys hit hard. I'm hoping how hard they hit. They hit hard. That was close. Alright. Took care of him. So now this little area here shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna bring him over, and there's another area I'm gonna take you guys to. So we're definitely gonna be exploring the swamp here. But there is another bonfire here, and I'm just gonna show you guys the easiest way to get over there. Pick up some items on your way. Definitely take these mushrooms because they will follow us, and it's not fun to get surrounded by those guys. As you can see, there's quite a few of them down there. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to hit him, which that's okay. We're not quite going over there yet. Really, we want to take these shrooms out, and luckily they're pretty weak to fire as well, so fire is definitely a good thing to roll with in this area. Go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep. Oh, we still have one more alive here. Alright. We're gonna worry about this guy before we deal with the shrooms. See, he is gonna do a lot more damage to us than these guys will. Alright, so we dealt with him as well. As you can see, we got some more items over there. But we definitely want to take a good look at our surroundings. We don't want to rush into anything. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that was close. Oh. Oh man. Well, we're starting to tear through our S's here pretty quickly, but we're actually right next to the next bonfire, so not too much of a problem here. And as you can see, there's still quite a few items over there in the water that we have not picked up yet. We definitely will be doing so, but once again, we don't want to die by these big old crabs. So, crabs are not good, friends. Crabs are not good. Is it worth the risk? I think it is. We're gonna get it. Now, we will definitely be coming back and taking those crabs out, but don't want to rush into anything that we're not quite prepared for yet. So, let's pick up this. These guys, they are pretty camouflaged. They'll sneak up on you pretty quick, as you just saw that guy snuck up on me, popped right out of the trees there. Okay, so we are gonna wrap around that way, but I want to come over and light this bonfire first. Alright, so I did forget, I actually need to mark down our death from that invader. So as it stands, we are at 21 deaths for this playthrough. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We're definitely wanting to keep that number down. We're going to do what we can. We're going to do our best here. Alright, so, let's see. There's a couple more items here in this forest, over here in this swamp that I want to pick up. But these crabs, they're a pain. And if you try to go up back onto land, damage them, they'll actually go underground and respawn back to full health. You really want to be careful with that. Not stay up here on land for too long. You need to get up here to heal, you know, that's one thing, but you definitely don't want to stay up there out of his reach for too long until, which is not what we wanted him to do, but it's okay. He went underground. So, item over here. Fallen Knight, cool. So this is actually one of my favorite armor sets in the game. I really enjoy this armor set here. I'm actually going to show it to you guys, because I definitely want to roll with that there. Yep, we're not going to be using the Fallen Knight trousers though. Just because that puts us just over the 70% mark. But once again, this is one of my favorite armor sets. I mean, I hope you guys can see why. It's just beautiful. We're actually going to use the Mira. No, not the Mira trousers. Doesn't quite match. Cell sword ones match a little bit more, so we're going to go with that. Alright, so there are some items over here to pick up. That one you have to get by coming from above, wrapping around. But we do want to be careful because that enemy there, he's going to hit us pretty hard. And if we're not careful, we're actually going to end up pulling him and his buddy. We're going to back up. Luckily, we only pulled one of them, which is what I was trying to do. Because if you look, that guy's wielding a great club, and oh boy. I mean, he didn't even hit us, and we still got stunned. Yeah, oh no. Pulled the other one. Oh, we pulled the other one. Backstab on him. We really want to take him out quickly now because we pulled the other one. Oh no. We have both of them. Oh boy. So, looks like we may be coming back to fight these guys a little bit later. That was silly. I shouldn't have went in for the attack there. If you look, these guys actually work really well as a team. Oh no. They kill this. Well, there's the second death of our stream today. Fun stuff. Oh boy. actually gonna head down this way. Because there is still, oh boy, there's a lot of those guys. Oh, and we're just running into the arms of more of them. As you can see, while these guys aren't too tough on their own, it is really easy to become overwhelmed here. Really easy here, especially since there's so many of them. Not making a whole lot of progress with these guys, are we? Oh no! Oh, and there's more. Of course there's more. Okay. They got us. That was not smart on my part. That was totally my fault. I should not have aggroed so many of those guys at once. But, you know what? That's okay. That's totally alright. Deaths happen. It's Dark Souls. You cannot go into this game expecting not to die. I mean, unless you're just absolutely boss mode. I am not absolutely boss mode. I'm just a regular guy playing some Dark Souls here. So, you know what? Do what I can. Try and play some I Spy here, find where the other items I'm looking for are. There's a shield here that I'm actually wanting to pick up, and it might actually be that over there. Nope, just more green blossoms. Alright, well, while we're right here, let's head on into this little room here. And be careful, friends. There is actually an enemy waiting right there for us. Ducked my fireball again. Cool, and now we've picked up the sorcerer gear. So at this point we have picked up most of the gear from the starting classes. Not quite all of it. We have not picked up the knight set, but we have picked up quite a bit of it. So we're just gonna go up this way here. Get us out of the water. That shield is. We're gonna have to do a little more exploring here. Oh, and he dropped down. I know I make a lot of references to Dark Souls 1, but that's just because there's so many in this game. Do you guys recognize that hat? I do. It's from one of my favorite NPCs in Dark Souls 1. And that would be Big Hat Logan. Big Hat Logan. Man, there's a lot of references to him in this game. He kind of set the standard for Master Sorcerer in the Dark Souls universe. His story is a little sad, actually. Ended up becoming a little too fascinated with a certain dragon and kind of led to his downfall. Kind of sad to say, but I am glad to see that his legacy lived on through these sorcerers here, because they wear those hats as kind of a tribute to Big Hat Logan. This just wraps around back down here. Oh, wow, okay, little crab, you followed us up here? Didn't want to kill you, but you kind of forced my hand there. Definitely gonna take out this crystal lizard here. Crystal gem, awesome. So that crystal gem there, you would use that if you are, say, running a sorcerer and you're wanting to have your weapons scale with your intelligence stat rather than like strength or dexterity. And while we're here, I'm actually going to take you guys up here to find another NPC, and this is another merchant actually. If you're playing a sorcerer, make sure you come up and grab this guy, because he's the one who's going to sell you most of the rest of the spells that you're going to use throughout the game.
Well, this is unexpected. I don't often have visitors. What do you want? This is my study that you've happened upon. If you haven't any business, I've reading to get back to. How intriguing. Very well. Indeed, I am a sorcerer, with plenty to share. However, what champion demands service without recompense? Clearly, you're not that sort of man. So you will make me a promise that in exchange for my teaching, you will bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing sorcery's secrets. Well, can you assure me of this? Very well. You're no fool. I take it you understand the weight of a promise. I am Orbeck, of Vinheim, unkindled one. I shall teach you sorceries. We will learn together. It shall be like our very own school.
And while we may not be using sorceries on this playthrough, I will be showing you guys how to learn all of the sorceries from this guy. I will definitely be going through during this playthrough and locating all of the scrolls for him. One thing to be careful of, though, is if you progress too far in the game without giving him some of those scrolls, then he will actually leave you and you'll be locked out of him for the rest of the game. So don't do that if you plan on playing a sorcerer, because you definitely want access to that guy, obviously, you know, unless you're just gonna roll with the same basic spells throughout the whole game, which, absolutely you can. On my sorcerer character, I mean, my go-to spell is Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Absolutely. So, by all means, you can definitely just roll with the same. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here's our next death there, friends. By far, absolutely, you can still roll with the same spells. Unlike with some of the earlier Souls games, those spells stay very useful throughout the game. They scale with your intelligence, your staff scales with your intelligence, so it's going to give you quite a bit more damage as you progress through the game. So, I mean, I still use the normal soul arrow, the starting spell for the game, because, it's just useful. It really is. Believe it or not, I actually don't use Soul Spear spell at all. Because just as my character stands, Great Heavy Soul Arrow does pretty much the same amount of damage for less mana. And the casting time is pretty much the same. So, at least for me, there's not really much use in using Soul Spear. Now, however, that is not the same thing as Crystal Soul Spear. Crystal Soul Spear, that's the boss spell for sure. but you definitely have to invest in your I guess your attunement or your intelligence, because I think it costs 48 intelligence just to be able to cast that thing. So awesome, Estus shard. Okay, so we need to be really careful here. There's actually more than one of these guys right here in this area, and we do not want to get ambushed by these guys. One of them is bad enough, but trying to go up against two of them, that is not fun, and it is not something that I will be trying to do. Pick up an ember. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to be using this heal miracle right here. Get us a little bit of, get us back some health. And now we're going to head back up to where we died. We're actually going to be coming from the other direction this time. And be really careful here, guys, because this is, this area, you'll get ambushed pretty quick, and I have backed myself into a corner here. I actually want to take him out before anything else. Just because he's going to cause us some trouble while we're trying to take these guys out, casting those spells at us. Backstab. Oh. Alright, I'm going to lock off these guys because it's just messing me up here. We do not want to die. We want to get back to our souls. A little late on that roll. That's okay. Alright, so there's also an item right here. If you guys want to make sure and pick that up. Definitely an upgrade from the normal Sorcerer's Catalyst that you may still be using from the beginning of the game. If you are still using it, definitely recommend picking up that Heretic Staff. It will help you out a bunch. I don't really know how it compares to the Storyteller's Staff, if you manage to pick that up from those Crow Sorcerers back in the Road of Sacrifices. But you know, definitely an upgrade over the original Catalyst. So we're going to take this area a little bit slower this time. Take these guys out one by one. And you know what? We actually missed an item. We're going to go back up there. But let's finish taking these guys out first. Grab our souls here. And oh man. May have to use a repair powder before we head into this boss fight. Yep, we're definitely going to have to use a repair powder, because this Uchigatana is not holding up very well. Oh, and luckily this guy was nice enough to just kind of hang back and not gank us while we took out his buddy. Nice of him. Alright, so before we head on to the boss fight, we're gonna wrap around back up here and go pick up that item that we missed. Alright, so up here, friends, this is our next boss fight. And oh man, this guy he can cause some problems. If any of you tune into Chef Big Willie's live stream, you'll know that this guy was his arch nemesis, man. He was stuck on this fight for probably a good just, oh man. Gonna heal up there. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this boss, as you guys just saw, he likes to teleport around. Luckily, my pyromancy seems to be doing some pretty decent damage to him. Once we get him to a certain amount of health, we're going to start being in trouble here because he's actually going to start summoning in clones of himself that all shoot sorceries at us as well. Luckily, we've got his health pretty low, considering that he hasn't brought in any of those clones yet. But the way that you can tell which one is the original is he has that purple orb there. And the easiest way to get rid of the clones is just find the original and go for him. Because once you get him to go underground like that, his clones go away. Luckily, these clones are just one-shot kill, but they hurt, man. They hurt. Those crystal soul spheres, they mess us up pretty good. He got us. He got us. I'm gonna try something really quick, friends. I'm just gonna try and boost up the quality of my stream here and just see if I can do that without it getting too laggy. Oh no, it's not gonna let me change my broadcast quality. Alright. It's okay. That's okay. So, shorter way back to the boss, we're actually going to run back this way, and I actually have no desire to fight those guys again. We want to keep as much of our healing items as we can. We want to keep as much of our mana as we can. So we're not gonna take too many of these guys on our way. We're just gonna try and kind of head straight on to the boss fight. Definitely don't want these guys chasing after us, but if we do this right, we should be okay. And we made it. Alright. So, gonna be whipping out our pyromancy. Alright. Off to a much better start than last time. Alright, got him over here. Now we are for sure trying to get his health down as low as we can before he starts bringing those clones in. Oh, he went down quick that time. I think he's going to start bringing his clones in now. Yep, looks like it. Okay. Oh, found the little one. And as you can see, I'm not even dealing with those clones there. There's no, other than, you know, just getting rid of some of the guys shooting at you, not a whole lot of point on dealing with them. But we're gonna head on over to the way. So that's now our second death for this boss fight here. I know there's only one of you in chat right now, but feel free to shoot me any questions that you have. You know, if you have any pointers, anything like that. I love communicating with people here watching. I mean, that's the whole point of live streaming, rather than doing like YouTube videos. At least for me, is just kind of participating in, you know, the community here. And so, you know, if you have anything that you'd like to talk to me about while I'm playing this, you know, absolutely feel free to participate in the chat there. And you know, don't take it wrong. I don't have anything against YouTube. In fact, I upload all of my streams to YouTube after I get done. So, you know, I do love YouTube by far. I spend quite a bit of time there. I just, you know, I'm fond of doing the live streams for the purpose of being able to, you know, do live with you guys, you know. Oh man, that hurt. So far, so good. Oh, this one's purple. Oh. And he got us. I may need to grind out some levels actually and put some more points into my health, because I'm not surviving these hits at all. But we're gonna give it a couple more tries. We're definitely gonna do this. Don't want to give up too soon. So let's give this another go here. We're just gonna rush right on past these guys once again. get over here and pick up our souls just because of how fast this guy can kill us here. Just like that. Oh man. Caught me coming out of that roll. Where's he at? That was almost bad. I would not advise doing that. You could have punished that roll, or that fireball, so easily. I almost got really punished by that. There's the purple one. Oh man. This is not going well for me at all. I'm determined to do this today, though. We're gonna get this. What I might try and do instead is switch out my weapon, and see if that helps. We're gonna try it with this ethereal straight sword. See if we have some better luck. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Definitely worth a try. I mean, we've already died how many times, so can't really hurt to try again, right? Do something differently. But I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna try and take out the clones. Just because they're wrecking me so fast with those crystal soul spears. Souls there. Get to her as fast as we can. Alright. One hit on him before he disappeared. Now we're gonna have those clones showing up. Get behind this. That was actually really well placed because that very could have been my orchard. Well, this is not going in my favor at all. having quite a bit of trouble with this boss. Oh man, am I feeling it? Boy. So what I want to check is... No, I don't. Man. Don't want to switch out that. I think we're gonna switch out that, and we're gonna try this. Recovers HP with successive attacks. Just gonna be trying to mix up, you know, our strategy, our gear, you know, stuff like that, and see if that helps us take this guy out a little bit faster, a little bit, or just be able to take him out in general would be helpful. Where's he at? Alright, so we've got him down halfway. I think what I'm gonna try and do is hang out over here. Let's see. There he is. Okay, so we know who our target is now. Is where we get pretty bad from these guys. Alright, we're getting a lot closer than we've been, so we just need to be really careful. So close. Fail this attempt, guys. I don't want to get this for you. Okay. Really close. Really close, but I am out of this. Ah! We got him! Oh, we got him! That took way more attempts than I would have liked. Oh boy. Wow. That was not... my heart, man. It's just going. Wow. Alright. Oh man, I am so glad that we got through that, friends. I am so glad, because holy crap. Well, thank you, Erythial Straightsword, one of my favorite early game weapons. Oh man. Alright, for a minute, I think I'm going to be switching back to the Uchigatana. Wow. Okay. So before we continue on, I'm gonna head back to Firelink Shrine, because if you remember, I picked up a Pyromancy Tome back there. the swamp, and I definitely want to go give that to our pyromancer. Oh, man. Well, I feel good about beating that boss, for sure. Should not have been as hard as it was, but I am glad we did it. Ah. Okay, so look at this. We have a new NPC here.
You're an unkindled, aren't you? I am Cirrus, of the Sunless Realms, former servant of the divinity. Duties we each bear, but one's duty is a solitary affair. I doubt we've much to gain from fraternization. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. I doubt we've much to gain. Blessing of the...
So right now, she does not want to be our friend, which, I mean, that's okay.
You haven't given up yet. Then you're a brasher lad than I thought. You can make better use of this. I don't need it. Not now I've flown the coop. The Undead Legion of Farron is a caravan of undead, sworn by wolf's blood to contain the abyss. The Legion will bury a kingdom at the first sign of exposure. Joyous bunch, really. Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the wolf blood. Even accursed undead want to believe they're special, it seems. I pity the sorry souls. Gaining admission to the Legion is inside their keep. Even
Okay, so that's as much as we're gonna get from him right now. And if you notice, the guy who told us about the Red-Eye Orb is gone. We're actually not gonna be pursuing his quest line in this story, or in this playthrough, because I want to pursue her quest line instead. And sadly, you can't have one. You know, you can only have one of them. But that's just the way it goes.
Speak thy desire, honorable Lord of Hollows. Oh, good Hollow. I'm afraid I must say, Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. He proclaimeth himself Lord of Hollows. If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unraveled. Decisiveness is the mark of a true monarch. Orbeck of Vinheim, if left fall. Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we... till we meet again.
So,
May
oh
the
boy,
dogs...
that NPC is actually wanting us to come over here and kill our sorcerer merchant. Sad to say we will be doing that, but not yet.
Ah, there you are, unkindled one. I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you. Yes, here we are. It's been long indeed. With this, I can teach you more sophisticated pyromancies. Splendid. I can boast I am your tutor a little longer.
Awesome, so he now has some new pyromancy spells for us, which we definitely need. Fire Orb for sure, and that Bursting Fireball, we're definitely going to want to pick that up. See if
If
he
you
has
seek
anything new.
pyromancy tomes, take this sage advice. The lands of the lords converge upon Lothric, the home of pyromancy's drifts. comparatively close as well. At least, that is what pyromancers of the Great Swamp believe. The place is called Izalith. Oh, how I wish to behold a primal pyromancy. Well, these are old tales. No one knows where the truth begins or ends.
So that little line of dialogue there, friends, that actually gives us one of the biggest clues that we've had yet, that this Lothric was once known as Lordran, because he said Izalith drifts very close, and as we know from Dark Souls 1, Izalith resided below Lordran. So as we progress, we're definitely going to be heading over to Izalith for sure. We're going to be going and finding those pyromancy tomes he was talking about.
Oh, you're back then. Again, I'm Orbeck of Vinheim, here to teach you sorceries. Let us begin with the basics. The ideal sorcerer bears the twin faces of the dragon. You could at least act as if you're paying attention.
So he sells some pretty interesting sorceries for us. Now, there's a couple ones I want to kind of point out to you guys. Spook, okay? So if you start out as the assassin class in this game, this is one of your starting spells, is Spook. Sorcery developed by a certain serendipitous sorcerer at Vinheim Dragon School. Masks noises of the caster and prevents fall damage. Their mastery of this sorcery alone allows Vinheim spooks to demand handsome payment for their services. So one thing to take into consideration here, friends, is we haven't taught him any new pyromancies yet. And he knows this spook spell, this spell used by Vinheim assassins, and he proclaims himself the Lord of Hollows. So just little food for thought there. On top of that, you know, to kind of add to that, we have this oral decoy spell. Distracts foes with a distant sound. The sound carries with it a strangely infectious resonance that may cause one to stray from their post and expose their back. So as we're seeing, you know, this guy, he has some kind of assassin-like spells here, and it kind of makes me wonder about this guy, because obviously he's not in Vinheim anymore. And why is that, we wonder? Why is he not in Vinheim? Why does he have access to these assassin spells? Well, for sure we're going to be, well, if we keep him alive long enough, we'll definitely find out.
It is folly to claim lives recklessly, friend. Do not be tempted. No matter the victim's stature, every killing has a consequence. Even as I bloodied my hands, I never realized this simple truth. There I was, the very definition of a fool.
So that gives us a little more insight to Orbeck as well. He said, as I bloodied my hands, you know, there I was, the very definition of a fool. So he has access to these assassin spells, and he's made it very clear that not only has he taken lives, but he's taken quite a few lives, and that he has faced the consequences for the lives that he took. So maybe that's why he's here in Lothric and not in Vinheim.
I don't mean to seem overbearing, but have you forgotten? In exchange for my sorceries, you are to bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing the secrets of sorcery. I hope you're not one to break a promise. Come again.
We will definitely be coming again. You started watching after he'd already died. Alright, and we're also going to give her the first Braille tome.
Welcome back. I was not meant to be a firekeeper, but I am honored to serve you beside the bonfire. The gods
Happy
are
dark
ever
friends.
merciful. My gratitude lies
So,
with them and with you.
Um,
I am yours now.
valid point,
Your
just
wish
got
is
brought
my
up to me
command.
here. You guys want to be careful with this NPC. There's a couple different paths that her quest can go, and I won't spoil that for you because we are going to get there. But we pick up mainly two different kinds of divine tomes here. We pick up one that has holy miracles, and then we pick up one that has dark miracles. Now, if you teach her the dark miracles, that's gonna take her down an alternate NPC quest line, I suppose. It's gonna take her quest line in a different direction, and I will warn you guys, if you do that, you will lose access to her. So if you're doing a faith build and you want to play with miracles, don't give her the dark tomes. I promise you there is a merchant later that you can give those dark tomes to without any consequences, and you can learn those dark miracles as well as dark pyromancies. But if you value this NPC here, only teach her divine miracles. Don't teach her dark miracles.
Oh, you've brought me a Braille divine tome. Now I can tell new tales of miracles. Tales of the greater miracles can be quite the epics. What fun we will have.
What fun we will have. So she now sells some new miracles for us, and we're not really able to use many of these. One I am going to pick up, especially for the next area that we're heading into, is this Caressing Tears here. Mainly just to help like
Have a
heal
pleasant
wounds
journey, Champion
and
Bash.
toxic and stuff like that. I already have the basic heal spell, so for right now we're not gonna worry too much about what she has. I'm not playing a faith build. Obviously, I'm playing a pyromancer, but since pyromancers have to spec into intelligence and faith, it gives us a little bit of wiggle room with the other spells available. So one thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna replace that heal spell with the fire orb. So I'm just gonna show you the difference between these two. So that's a normal fireball, right? But here's fire orb, much bigger area of effect as well. We're gonna head over to our spells. The signature flame manipulating spell, common to pyromancers, hurls a giant fire orb. The blazing fire orb explodes on impact, dealing fire damage to the surrounding area. They say that once a pyromancer learns this spell, their understanding of the flame deepens, together with a yearning for it. So we're definitely starting to get some signs that pyromancers have a certain love for the flame here, and that definitely connects here to like our bonfires and such. You know, when our what was his name? Our pyromancy merchant here. When we get him, he thanks us for allowing him to come and gaze upon this majestic flame.
There you are.
What's his name? Cornix, that's right. So when
Not
Cornix
the
got
god
here, he
alone.
thanks us for allowing him to gaze upon this majestic flame. And we're definitely starting to get some hints that pyromancers have a much more deeper connection to the flame than the average human or undead would. So, as we start picking up more of the pyromancies, we're definitely going to get more into that. Okay, so I think we're actually going to call that a broadcast today, friends. I have some other things to take care of today. I just want to thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate all of your support. So we stand right now at 29 deaths. 29 deaths for this playthrough in 8.5 hours. So not too shabby at all. Not too shabby. So tomorrow we'll be picking up and start heading in to the next area. We'll probably be going and tackling Farron's Keep, but we try the Cathedral of the Deep instead. I'll have to think on that a little bit, but I will let you know. So have a great day, friends, and I will see you tomorrow.